Welcome to the Innie Project, a podcast for and about introverts, where we are on a mission to change the narrative around introversion. I'm Tiana, a social introvert Capricorn from Brooklyn. This episode is entitled How to Build Community When You Mostly Just Want to Be Alone. We'll talk about how to balance our need for solitude with our desire for community. What does that look like, and how can we create it in a way that feels authentic to us? I recently committed to 2 social engagements per month, one meetup with friends, family, and one event that I attend alone, but other people are there. So there's to meet people if the vibe is right, but if not, I'll just enjoy the activity and the energy of the people who are there. For the longest, I've had this internal struggle of wanting to meet new people, but also not really wanting to leave the house. I had an experience a couple of weeks ago that helps me to put things into perspective. I attended a family barbecue. I've known about this event for months, so I was mentally prepared to go. The day ended up being pretty perfect for a bunch of different reasons. I have a huge family, which can be overwhelming, even though we're family. I'm closer to some of them than others. And as previously mentioned, I can definitely be perceived as awkward or standoffish. The first person I saw as I approached the backyard was my uncle, who always seems excited to see me because I'm pretty much the only person who is interested in talking to him about art. He asked me if I was hungry. I said no. Then we went into the house to look at his art. He showed me copies, but I wanted to see the originals. So I looked at every single piece and we talked about each one. And then when we were done, he went back outside. When I was about to leave and join them outside, I could hear my brother in the front yard. So I went outside and joined my brother and his girlfriend and one of their friends. We chatted for a while, then my cousin joined us. At some point, my brother's girlfriend walked away to talk to some other people, and then it was me and my cousin and my brother's friend for a little bit. It ultimately ended up kind of like a round robin of interactions. Though there were a lot of people, I was able to have smaller, intimate conversations within the big group. I stayed in the same spot all day, and new people just came to talk to me. And it was kind of like speed dating, except these were people I know. When I think about it, this is the way it always is for me. I find a comfortable spot and I stay there, and people just come and talk to me. This is also how I've met most of my extroverted friends. They'd see me sitting there somewhere and come and talk to me. Some people may say I should go and talk to people, start conversations, but that's just not my style. If someone is sitting or standing next to me, I have no problem starting a conversation with them, but seeking them out, that's just not what I do. I really enjoyed myself. I don't like crowds, but having a bunch of mini conversations, none of them shallow, all of them had depth, as well as enough time so that we each felt heard, but not long enough for us to feel drained. I was thinking about what else I can do to meet people. I've moved back to New York in January, and most of my friends don't live here anymore. So essentially, I'm starting over, trying to find my people. I've kind of been keeping a folder of things to do that would appeal to introverts. One I found is called Lectures on Tap, which is essentially a lecture by a university professor, but at a bar. And no, I don't drink alcohol, but I do like to be around people socializing. And so it doesn't matter if I have seltzer in my glass, I can still enjoy myself. And so I was thinking that I would go and listen to an interesting topic and see if I, meet some people. And if I don't, that's fine. I heard an interesting lecture. The other thing I came across is a few different groups that pair you with 4 or 5 like-minded people and you have dinner together. I haven't done it yet, but it's on my list of things to do. Another one is kind of like a book club, but you read an article instead. And I like the idea of this because I join a lot of book clubs, but I rarely read the book. I really just like the discussion aspect of it. Most book clubs read fiction, and that's not really what I like to read. I prefer self-help books, business books. I also discovered a place where you can make a collage. I love arts and crafts. And so when I saw this, I was like, that's definitely something I'm going to do. They have like non-alcoholic drinks and snacks, and you can go as a group or on your own. If you're not in New York, you can look for similar activities in your city. I'll leave the links in the description. I've also tried Bumble BFF with not much success. If you're not familiar, it's Bumble, but to meet friends. I guess I'm just better in person. Like my personality doesn't really translate in like short messages. Okay, and so another thing, I can't think of the name of it right now, but basically it's a group of people who come together to read books. And it's not necessarily the same book, but everyone's reading together for like an hour or two. And afterward, you can talk to the people around you or not. And I really like the idea of this because I think it really, really suits an introvert where we're alone together. I like that kind of stuff. Haven't done that either yet, but I plan to. Okay. I also join a lot of meetup groups. No matter where I go, I always look um, for meetup groups in the city where I am for different topics that I'm interested in and see if someone has a group for it and try to attend those events to see if I can meet people like that. So I want to challenge you to come up with a plan for how you're going to approach building your own community and at what frequency. So I've committed to 2 social activities a month, one meetup with friends, family, and one outing. If 2 feels like too much, start with one. One thing that you enjoy doing and do that. Trust me, I get it. I could spend weeks in the house with my cats and I'd be just fine. But someone said something to me the other day that really struck me. She said, right now, you feel like you have all the time in the world, but one day you may not have the option. And I was like, Geez, that's a punch in the gut. Like, I might not have the option to go outside and do what I want. Like, the thought of that is crazy. Like, one of my favorite things about living in New York is that I don't do a lot of stuff, but I know I could if I wanted to. And so essentially, she's like, well, there may come a time where you don't have the option. So I was like, you know what? You're right. I should take full advantage of all my options right now. So I want to challenge you to also take advantage of the options you have available right now. Even if you don't commit to a lot of things, at least one thing a month. Come back and leave a comment with your commitment and what you end up doing for the month. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please share this episode with another introvert in your life. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the Innie Project. Every listen helps us grow this community. See you later.